Welcome back. You're listening to AgPhD Radio. I'm Brian Hefty along with agronomist Rob Fritz live in the Morton studio. We're talking a little today about root pits and root digs. And first on the show today in our back 40 time here is Ron Olson. He is with Mosaic. He's a senior agronomist of North America. Ron, how you doing today?
I'm doing great today. How about yourself?
Excellent. So tell us just a little bit about what you've seen from digging root pits on farms. What kind of observations have you made?
Well, listening to your conversation earlier, many of those, just will underline those things are very, very important. But one of the things that jumped out at me when we first started to do this is that not every soil type is going to look the same way when you dig. So one of the things to keep in mind is to look at maybe your top yielding soil type and do a root pit there, and go to one of your problem soil types and dig a root pit there, because you're going to see some striking differences. In your best soil pit, you're going to find roots going down 72 inches or further, and in that problem soil type, roots might only get down 30 inches, 28 inches. That was very startling for some of the farmers that we first did this on years ago. So I think that's an approach that it helps a farmer really understand why there's that much variation out in the field. There's some natural barriers in that soil type that we need to understand. We can't fix it all by tillage, because we've got to just learn how to manage those soil types because of the inherent characteristics that are within them. And soil pits are the only way to understand that.
Yeah, I like your idea of having root pits in different areas. We talk about the same exact thing when farmers first get started doing plant tissue analysis. We tell them take the best area of the field, take the worst area of the field, and just mark those spots and keep doing plant tissue analysis all year. By the end of the season, you'll have a good idea why the good area is good, why the bad area is bad. Same kind of thing here. So let's say you've got that bad area. Let's say you've got that 30-inch root system instead of the 72-inch. Then what are you usually encouraging guys to do?
In that case, because we can now do everything with variable rate seeding and variable rate fertilizer, we can manage that field basis what we understand by how that root zone profile changes across the field. So we've got our yield data, we've got our soil test data. So in managing those lower yielding soil types, this is where we want to maximize our yields as much as we can, but we have to face the facts. Someone once said, deal with things as they are, not as you want them to be. So on those lower yielding, those yield limiting soil types, identify them and then manage them for what they can do the best. But really that allows you to free up dollars to manage your best soil types to the highest level of management that you possibly can. And that's a mindset. That's a change in how we think about managing our resources and our inputs across every field that we're farming.
Yeah, I agree. Any last comments you've got? Anything that's really kind of stood out to you with any root pits that you've been in over your years?
I always learn something. I have not dug a root pit where I have found that I'm not learning something. I'm always amazed at how I walk away with 2 or 3 new things, or emphasize some additional things on how important it is to put the right plan together. Your plan that you execute in the spring really talks back to you later in the summer when you dig a root pit.
I agree. All right, Ron, thanks a lot for your time today. Again, that's Ron Olson with the Mosaic Company. Ron, appreciate you being on the show again.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks.